Yes. What is going on, guys? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. We are into week 3. The Philadelphia Eagles are getting to the week 3 of the NFL regular season, and the Eagles are working out cornerbacks.
Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
What is going on, guys? I hope everyone's enjoying their work week. So definitely a lot to talk about going into week 3, where we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tampa Bay this Monday night coming up. A big week for the Eagles. The Eagles are 2-0, and, injuries have kind of brought us back a little bit, especially ones where you really don't have depth. And we're really talking about the nickel cornerback position or at corner in general. Hopefully with James Bradberry coming back this week, it's going to be a little bit better to get your number 2 cornerback, which is great. Now, the Eagles did work out William Jackson III as of Tuesday, and Jackson was a former first-round pick for the Bengals. And if you guys remember, before last year, he signed a big extension with the Washington Commanders for a couple years, did not live up to the expectation of that contract. His receiving grade was pretty horrible, was in the hundreds, so, he gave up a lot of yards those 2 years with Washington, did not play up to par, really, and then they ended up trading him to the Steelers last year, and didn't play it down for the Steelers last year because he had a bulging disc. So that's unfortunate, and now he was a free agent, and now he is working out for the Eagles. This is nothing more than a depth signing. This isn't a inside cornerback, so don't ask, has he played inside relatively the past few years? He has not. So what we're really looking at right now is just more, the only nickel corner we have is Mario Goodrich right now. I don't think this will be the only cornerback that the Eagles are going to be working out, because I cannot believe, Nick Sirianni was going to be like, oh, we're going to just hire, we're just going to, promote from within, in-house move. We don't have to do much of anything. We have great depth on the roster. A lot of guys are cross-training, which I think a lot of it's a smokescreen, because who really has cross-trade to nickel corner? I know Justin Evans has played nickel corner in the past, but the thing is, did some of these guys cross-train to nickel corner this past training camp? And I think James Bradberry has been the only one that has cross-trained to that position, because the Eagles weren't stupid. They figured, if Avonte Maddox goes down, okay, and this was after the first time he got hurt this offseason. He got hurt twice last year, and he got hurt twice this year. He had a toe injury in training camp, and he had a torn pec that he just had surgery on, out for the rest of the year. Okay, so there could be a chance where I might feel a little bit better to put, depending on where they're lining up these receivers this week with Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, whatever they're doing, I might have to put, kind of shadow, just shadow James Bradberry to the inside if you really have to this week. But William Jackson working out really means nothing. It's just an outside corner move, more of a depth piece move. He does not play inside, and he's 31 years old, guys. You know what I mean? So he is a much older cornerback. And unfortunately, he hasn't really done anything the last few years. He's been either injured or just hasn't lived up to the contract that he was supposed to live up to. It was like a $40 million contract with Washington. Didn't do much of anything with it. But I was kind of saying to myself, okay, well, what else is really out there with cornerbacks? I mean, I know Bradley Roby's still out there, and Roby can play multiple positions. He visited the 49ers recently a couple days ago. And then you have, obviously, Chris Harris Jr. out there, which, a little bit older cornerback, but could service this defense in a lot of different ways if you want to do that. I don't think William Jackson will be the only cornerback that is worked out this week. I don't know if they're just looking for this would only make sense, William Jackson-wise, if they are planning to put, if they maybe don't want to put Josh Jobe on the outside this week, if they feel like, yeah, you know what, Josh Jobe played well against Adderson, against a rookie, but, since if you're going to be playing Mike Evans or playing, because I doubt at this point Darius Slay is going to be shadowing, Mike Evans the whole entire game. I highly doubt it, because they didn't do it with Justin Jefferson last week, and I still don't get why. I guess because of matchups depth. I don't know. I don't know what the, Sean Desai, I'm still trying to figure him out at this point. We're only going into week 3 right now. So I think realistically, they're trying to find maybe more of a. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if who knows at this point if William Jackson he can even play outside corner still. He hasn't done much in a few years, and that's what kind of worries me. And Job is a lot younger, and got his first reps. But hasn't faced veteran talent at wide receiver. Job has just faced a rookie pretty much, and obviously has faced Justin Jefferson when, there were times where he was covering him as well as other corners because, not one guy was shadowing him the whole entire game. So I think there's a lot of interesting things to take out of it, and, we'll see what happens. I don't think this is going to be the only move that they do. Like I said, there are a few corners out there. I don't think the Eagles are trading for one. I mean, I'd be shocked if that even happened. But with Avonte Maddox in general, even, he's going to be out the rest of the year regardless anyway, but next year, I'm almost contemplating on, I think he's done. I think they trade him next year. They should just get some draft capital for him. He's a $10 million cap hit. Even if he has a healthy season next year, or futuristic wise, if we could tell the future with our minds that he's going to have a healthy season next year, I just don't think it's going to be worth it at $10 million, to even restructure him or just to extend him for more years to lessen that cap number. It's just too risky for me. 4 injuries in 2 years. He's probably had more than that in his career. So to me, it's just way too much. The Eagles have to make a move. The Eagles have 7 cornerbacks on the roster, on top of Isaiah Rodgers that is suspended for gambling for this year. That could play on the inside as well, so that could be a futuristic move if they feel very high on him going into next season. Honestly, he needs to get off the exempt list and have a meeting with Roger Goodell in the NFL at the end of the year to kind of clear himself up. But this bothers me. I think Bradbury moved to the inside. I'm not saying you're going to automatically put Bradbury to the inside, because I think all that really matters is where these receivers for the Bucs are really in relative weeks going forward, where these guys are lining up. Trust me, if I'm going to go all out, and if Howie thinks this is a Super Bowl bound team, I know it's very early right now, but Jeremy Chin is still out there. I don't know why you don't make that move. I don't know. Maybe the Panthers have no interest in getting rid of him, and that's perfectly fine. That could be the answer of why the Eagles can't trade for him. But I feel like you need a hybrid type player. You need a player that can move around the field. Because losing Chauncey was that. Malcolm Jenkins was that. Guys that can move around and bandage up your defense where you need help the most, and kind of you could substitute that position with another depth player at safety that would really help. And I think that was a really big acquisition last year with Chauncey, because he could cover those other spots. As originally was at nickel cornerback, or was that cornerback in general, could take over a bunch of different areas. So the Eagles do not have that this year, and why they're not going after a player of that caliber, I have no idea, but it should be interesting. I don't think William Jackson is the only one they're going to be working out this week, unless they're 100% going with Bradbury to the inside and they just want more depth on the outside going into this game, and that's perfectly fine. I think that's what they're going to do, because I feel like Bradbury move to the inside is going to be the move for future weeks. I know there's so many reporters and people are like, dude, he's getting paid $12 to $13 million. Like, why move him to the outside? He's well, dude, you're moving him to the inside, because if a number 2 corner moves to the inside, a number 2 receiver goes to the inside, then what does it matter? Doesn't matter where you're lined up. It matters where these offensive players are going to be lined up for you to cover them. Bradbury, got a lot of work in the at the nickel spot this training camp. So I don't get what him getting paid and him where he lines up is making a difference. You know what I mean? He's on the field, he's get paid $12 to $13 million. He should be on the outside only. Okay, so what if Chris Godwin moves to the inside? You need him on the bigger receiver. You need him there. And if they do, Bradbury has had some work in that spot already in this past training camp. So let me know what you guys think. What would be your decision with this cornerback group? Do you think they make a trade? Do you think they work out more guys? Do you think the move is Bradbury going to the inside and they just want more depth on the outside? You guys let me know, because it's they have a good amount of days left to work out some guys and see what they could do. But it's going to be very, very interesting going forward. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure if you last this long, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video as well for more Eagles content every day. And we'll see what happens this week. Guys, have a great day. I'll see you guys later. Shakes, what up? Follow, slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.